Let's talk about one of the most emotional and painful events in modern history, the partition of India and Pakistan. It's a story of how one nation was split into two, causing massive changes, heartbreak, and lasting effects that are still felt today. This is how borders divided a people who once lived together. The story of partition starts with the British Empire ruling over India for more than 200 years. India was a huge and diverse land, home to Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, and others. For a long time, people lived together peacefully, but British rulers used a divide and rule policy, which created mistrust between communities. In the early 1900s, India's fight for independence started growing stronger. Leaders like Mahatma Gandhi and Jawaharlal Nehru wanted a free India where everyone could live together. But not everyone agreed. The All India Muslim League, led by Muhammad Ali Jinnah, began asking for a separate country for Muslims, fearing they wouldn't have enough power in a united India. By the 1940s, the situation was heating up. World War II left Britain weak and ready to leave India. In 1947, they decided to divide the country into two parts, India for Hindus and Pakistan for Muslims. The problem was, no one really knew how to divide the land properly. A British lawyer named Cyril Radcliffe was given just 5 weeks to draw the borders. He had no knowledge of India, and his lines cut through villages, farmlands, and even families. Punjab and Bengal, two areas with a mix of religions, were split down the middle. When the borders were announced, the chaos began. In August 1947, two new countries were born, Pakistan on August 14th and India on August 15th. Millions of people, Hindus, Muslims, and Sikhs, had to move. Hindus and Sikhs in what became Pakistan fled to India, while Muslims in India rushed to Pakistan. This was one of the biggest migrations in history, with over 15 million people on the move. But it wasn't peaceful. Trains full of refugees were attacked, villages were burned, and mobs killed innocent people. It's estimated that up to 2 million people lost their lives. Families were torn apart, and many never saw their loved ones again. Women in particular faced horrible violence during this time. Even after the migration ended, the pain didn't go away. India and Pakistan were now two separate nations, but the division left scars that still hurt. In Pakistan, the government worked to build a Muslim-majority country, but its eastern part, East Pakistan, felt ignored and later became Bangladesh in 1971. In India, leaders focused on creating a democracy, but communal tensions remained, leading to riots and violence over the years. The partition also caused problems between India and Pakistan. The two countries have fought several wars, especially over Kashmir, a region both sides claim as their own. The partition wasn't just about politics. It was about real people. Families were forced to leave their homes, taking only what they could carry. Many never returned to the places they grew up in. There are stories of neighbors helping each other during the chaos, even when they were from different religions. But there are also heartbreaking stories of betrayal and loss. Even today, people who lived through partition talk about their memories, of leaving everything behind and starting over in a strange new place. These stories remind us how deeply the partition affected people's lives. What does the partition teach us? It shows how dangerous it can be to divide people based on religion or identity. It's a reminder of what happens when politics ignore the human cost. In recent years, there have been small efforts to improve relations between India and Pakistan. Cultural exchanges, music, and even cricket have brought people together. But political tensions often get in the way. As we look back, we see that the partition of India and Pakistan was a mix of hope and heartbreak. It gave birth to two nations, but it also brought pain to millions. The question now is, can India and Pakistan move past their differences? Can they focus on peace instead of conflict? Only time will tell. But one thing is clear. The partition was not just an event. It's a story of human resilience and survival. Thank you for watching this documentary. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more stories that shaped our world.